Hi. Hello. How are you? I am well, thank you. My name is Amanda of the Manda Made It podcast. I am coming to you from Westerly, Rhode Island, where I live with my husband and my two children. This is if you're new here, welcome. If you are returning, thank you for coming back. I appreciate it. This is just a little space for me to chat about my knitting, crocheting, spinning, any other things I want to try. I don't know, just talk about it, that kind of stuff. I like to share my projects and ideas and things like that. So if that sounds of interest to you, then welcome and let's get into it. The first thing that I would like to share is finished objects, and this one that I'm wearing is one of them. And this is sorry, I'm in my yoga pants and stuff. This is my classic by Espace Tricot. I did it in the Knit Picks Wool of the Andes Pumice Twist, so it is a marled yarn. It is a slouchy, comfy, sweatshirty sweater. It does have a high-low split hem that I chose not to do. I do have a bit of a problem figuring out which is the front and the back sometimes. But I do eventually figure it out. There is some short row shaping in the back towards the neck. I don't know. I figure it out. But I am so very pleased with this. It is super comfy. The Knit Picks palette is a very, very comfortable yarn for me. I don't feel scratchy at all. It's cozy. It is March in Rhode Island, so I have only been able to wear it a couple times, and I probably won't wear it much after this week, if I'm honest. But it's not even overly ridiculously warm, so I just love it, and I highly recommend the yarn. I did hold 2 strands of the palette, which is fingering. I did hold that double to make a DK-ish weight. And as with everything that I talk about today, it's going to be linked below. All of the project links are going to go to Ravelry. So if you have accessibility issues with Ravelry, I am sorry, but that is where I digitally keep my project stuff. So just be aware before you start clicking project links that is where that will take you. I am trying to get better about connecting or I don't know, I guess keeping things on my Instagram, but I haven't as of yet been able to incorporate that into my routine of project stuff. So and you can find me on Instagram as MandaMadeIt FA. FA is for Fiber Arts. If you want to check out things that I'm doing in the moment. But anyway, just wanted to get that out there. So the classic is by Espace Tricot. It's a free pattern. Totally recommend it. Totally doable for new sweater knitters. I love the turtleneck. I don't wear turtlenecks. I've never worn. As an adult, don't think I've ever worn a turtleneck. Not because I can't. It just hasn't been something I've chosen. But this, I love it. So anyway, super happy with this. I have one more. I did a crochet finished objects. I actually have 2, but I don't have them because they're already being used. I made, I'll see if I can insert a picture somewhere. I made 2 toy hammocks for my daughter's rooms. Very simple pattern, free on Ravelry. It takes less than a day to make, and it used up an entire big old skein of acrylic yarn that I had. So check that one out of the stash. I totally, if you need that sort of thing, it's a very useful thing to have. Stuffed animals everywhere. Now they're not on the floor. They're just hanging on the wall. Now I do have 2 finished objects for spinning. The first one is actually a sampler spin in a way. I don't think this, I don't think people typically do this, but I chose to. Last year I had gotten a 12 sampler pack from Hearthside Fibers. Yes. And I'll show you one of the tags. So Hearthside Fibers, I got it off of, sorry, let me not cover my mouth. Hearthside Fibers, I got it off of Etsy. They have a variety of different types of sampler packs for spinning. It's 1 ounce samples. I was very, very pleased with everything that they sent. But I did happen to have, like, I spun a fair amount of them, and then I still had 5 left that I hadn't spun. And I've been toying around with the idea of just making like a wall sampler, or a wall hanging rather, and I chose to just spin my 5 remaining samples in a single skein, but not like blended together. So I started, let me see, I have my little cards in order so I remember. But I started with Icelandic, this gray. It's like, I loved spinning this. I thought this was so fun. I would love to get some more. You know, I don't know if I could wear a sweater out of it, but I sure as shit could wear some mittens. Or make some, I don't know. I just really enjoyed spinning it. And I want to do more. And that's the whole point of getting the sampler, is to see what I enjoy so I can get more, and then see others that I'm just kind of like, like, it's okay. And that, I'll come back to that in a minute. But, so that was the Icelandic, and then we went to, I think this is Radnor, which is much more creamy. Sorry, I'm sitting in front of a window, so the light is kind of strong in some spots. But Radnor, which is a pleasure to spin. I don't dislike it in any way. And then I went to Merino, gray Merino, which Merino is nice to spin. It is. It's nice. But it's not like that interesting. I don't know. I enjoy it, and I would certainly spin it and use it. It's just not something that makes me go, ooh, I want to do more of that. I will do more of it, but I don't like. And then the next one I had was, I think it's this creamy one, Perrindale. So you can see, like, this is creamier and this is whiter. So the creamier is the Perrindale, and then the last one is Falkland. And Falkland I enjoyed. I did really enjoy the Falkland. I don't know why. You just enjoy the hand and the feel and stuff. I can't say that each breed in this skein is very consistent from breed to breed, or even within the breeds. I was just kind of playing around and seeing how it goes, and that's why I think a wall hanging will suit this. I haven't made a wall hanging knitted one or crocheted one, and I just thought that would be fun, and it would be a good way to display this if I want to. So, you know, I'm sure, like, there's some diehard spinner out there that's like having a heart attack that I didn't keep them separate or something, and I'm sorry. I just, rules, I don't know. I don't know if, you know, it's spinning. There are no rules. I'm sorry. Like, there may be theories and all of that, but there are no rules. You can do whatever the fuck you want. My next FO is something I found out I really enjoyed spinning through this, sorry, I'm trying to, yeah, okay. So through doing the sampler, I found out that I absolutely loved spinning Targhee. So this is the Targhee sampler that I had from Hearthside Fibers. And when I went to the New England Fiber Festival in the fall, I got 4 ounces of Targhee. This is from, who is this from? Essential Fibers. It was their booth, and it's you know, this is the tag it came on, 4 ounces, or the tag that came on it, 4 ounces, and this is the Bison colorway. I freaking love this. I don't know why. It's super squishy, but like, it's just fun to spin, and I really enjoyed it. This is actually still a little bit damp, but like, you can just see how like stretchy. Ooh, look at that. Like, it just goes whoop, whoop. So, you know, if you take one, you know, you can just see. Oops, sorry. I don't know if that's gonna. Oh gosh, yeah. It's if you spin, you know. So, yeah, that was very enjoyable. I don't know what I'm gonna make with it yet, and I'm okay with that. Like, I think I've decided I just want to spin, and I'm gonna make stuff as I see fit. With my hand spun. All right, so for my next little segment of whips / new cast ons, because I don't like new cast on is a whip, but I guess sometimes people differentiate. I am going to start with my year-long whip. I don't think I showed this last time. I don't think I did. I don't think I had gotten the newest clue yet. But this is the beginner color work cowl being held in the beginning knitting group on Ravelry. They hold like cowls that are open, that never close, and each year they do a year-long one. Last year it was dishcloth, so you got a new pattern each month. This year it's a color work sampler. So, you know, this was February I switched because they had cats, and I don't do cats. It's not that I dislike them, I just don't like, it's not my thing. And then this is March. You know, I'm playing with different things, learning how to do two-handed color work, and you know, trying various things. I tried, you know, with this one, holding both strands in my left hand, kind of like continental, which I am an English flicker. But either way, like, it's fun. You know, they give you, comes out on the 10th of every month, and you just do it at your own pace if you want to. They actually did the same thing in 2018, and I had started doing that pattern with some different yarns, and I had worked ahead a little bit. So this was January, February, March, April. You can see that this variegated yarn doesn't lend itself well to the patterns, but that's okay. It's yarn that I dyed with my daughter, and this particular scarf cowl thing, it's a tube scarf, will end up being hers. So Kool-Aid yarn, you know, I don't care, it'll be fine. Now on to the new cast ons / whips. Last time I was talking about swatching for the Tegna and how I'd wanted to cast it on for the Vernal equinox. And the Tegna, like, I could not get gauge in a satisfactory fabric with the yarn that I had. So I kind of just abandoned it and decided I would go back to that another time. And on that same day that I decided to abandon it, the Grocery Girls had a podcast, and they decided to do the 3-week Love Note cowl. And so I decided to join in. I don't plan on finishing this in 3. Well, I might. I don't know. But this is so freaking pretty. This is actually the yarn that I had gotten for the Tagna. This is Red Stag Fibers Antique Rose. It's fingering, croft fingering. And then it's being held with Dirty Water Dye Works Shimmer Mohair in Heartbreak color. So it's kind of giving it this like glowy sort of look because of the light yarn underneath the dark mohair, and I just love it. I really, really, really love it. This is only my second time doing lace. I enjoyed it. It was like I realized, okay, I can't do this at night when I'm tired. But I still am just really, really pleased with this. I have tried it on because I have my knitting barber cords and the fit is great. I do not want cropped, and I think that even the regular length isn't going to be long enough, so I have plenty of yarn to just knit. I also think I'm going to keep it a short sleeve. I don't think I'm going to make it long sleeves. My goal is to have this done for Easter because we are hosting Easter dinner. So I mean, it's so pretty. Like, excuse me, that's a provisional cast on. It's a tin can knits pattern. I think this is like the viral pattern from 3 years ago or something. So a lot of people have made this and done lots of modifications and changed things and done different versions. So, it'll be linked below. But it's just so pretty. So anyway, my goal is to have that done for Easter. But the thing is, I had cast this on before the equinox, and I really, really wanted to have, I don't know what I just dropped. Oh, just I really, really wanted to have another cast on the equinox. I don't know why. It's just something that I feel like I want to do this year, is cast something on with each new quarter type thing. And so then I got the idea that I wanted to make both of my daughters love notes. So I cast this one on for my older daughter, who's 5. I am making the 6 to 8 size for her. I did only one lace repeat for hers, and this is in like Stitch Studio by Nicole from AC Moore. The colorway was a bunch of numbers. Actually, I might have the label in here. Yeah, it's just called Blue, SS3030-05. But Stitch Studio by Nicole Bamboo. You know, this is 40% rayon from bamboo, 60% acrylic. She's 5. I'm not. I'm not. She doesn't like scratchy things, and a lot of the wool stuff that I have is scratchy for her. She doesn't have a sensory thing, but she just doesn't like it. So I have just split for the sleeves yesterday on hers, and I'm hoping to be done with this by next week, because hers should be fairly quick to work up. The yarn is labeled as 3, which should be somewhere around a DK, although to me it's kind of a heavy DK, so it's probably more on the worsted side of DK. But I'm hoping that she'll wear it for Easter. And then I have not yet started my youngest daughter's. I'll just stash dive for more acrylic-based yarn for that. I have plenty. So, and they just don't require that much yarn. It's knit on US size 10 needles. I mean, it's freaking great. It's a very satisfying quick knit. And those projects will be linked below, again, to Ravelry. Okay, so now, like, future cast-ons and / swatches, because I am Team Swatch now. And I'm glad that I am, because I had started a swatch for the Soldotna crop by Caitlin Hunter. And I started it on the recommended needles, and I know you're supposed to block the swatch to see where you're at. My gauge was so far off. There was no freaking way, no matter, I mean, it's knit with wool of the Andes. Like, it's not going to change that drastically. So I knew that I needed to rip that swatch out before I bothered cutting anything and blocking it. I'll put a picture of that swatch because I loved the colors, but I did just cast on for a new swatch with a different color, just to try it and see what I thought. This is Knit Picks Wool of the Andes. This particular color, I don't know what it is. I'll have to look it up. Or, I don't know. Something, it's a tealy green color. But, you know, it's color work, and the first swatch, I loved it. Like, I loved the colors of that. I just want to make sure that I don't love these other colors better. And I really like working with the Wool of the Andes yarn. It's comfortable to work with. It seems great for color work. You know, so I have no complaints about that. The next future cast on / swatch that I have, I had gotten the Woolly Thistle got Uradale yarns. I got mine. I bought the kit for the Crofters cap pattern. The designer's name is escaping me right now. But I will show you all of these colors. But I have just been swatching just to let's see if I can do this in a way that makes sense. Okay. You know what? I'm not going to be able to. This is why people fumble with yarn on these things. See? Pretty colors. Very, you know, earthy, rusticy, you know, makes you think of a little scene of moss-covered rocks in a forest, probably with fairies hiding somewhere and gnomes and stuff. But anyway, the Uradale yarns is very small batch from a farm on Shetland, and Ronnie, the owner, did an interview on the Woolly Thistle, and he just stole my heart. I want to support his farm. So as soon as they had their shop update with Uradale, I was on there and got it. So I have been doing a swatch. I wouldn't necessarily typically do a swatch for a hat, but this is serious, like, Fair Isle color work with serious, like, Shetland yarn. It feels like I need to do right by it. So I've just started as like corrugated ribbing, I think. And it's just, I really, you know, you feel the yarn when you get it in the cakes, and it's almost like, ooh, what'd I do? It feels a little rustic. But it's just, even working with it, it softens and it's squishy. And once I block it, I really am interested to see what it looks like. And I am really, really excited to have the hat. Like, I am, let me see, little floats. I am a process knitter. I just am. Like, I enjoy the learning new things part and getting new techniques down. Oh, and this is all being held in my Woolly Thistle bag that came with my order. But I'm excited to have this hat. Like, I feel like it's gonna be, I don't know, like a mark of, like, I did my shit. I don't know. I'm excited for it. So that's that. I have one other thing that I am waiting for delivery. It probably won't be here till next month. But I did order myself a knitting belt from a shop on Etsy. I don't remember the name of the shop right now. But let me look it up. I do have it linked below. But I don't remember I just can't remember. Oh, Bob and Weave. I ordered a knitting belt from Bob and Weave. They're here in the States. So a knitting belt is what they use traditionally in Shetland to knit with. And I have the idea that I want to make a traditional Gansey sweater for my husband. So I wanted to try it with the knitting belt. So we'll see how that goes once that gets here. And again, that'll be linked below. I'm excited about it. Again, process person here. I like to try new things. So I do believe there was something else I was going to chat about, but now I don't remember what. Oh well. Save it for next time if I remember. I do believe that is the end of my fiber stuff portion. So if you don't care to hear about life stuff, that is totally fine. I'll say goodbye here. And if you're interested, just hang out for a little bit longer and I'll let you know about life stuff. So let's see, 3 weekends ago, I demoed the other half of our basement. We bought our house as a foreclosure in 2017, and so we've been slowly doing work and getting things updated and nice and more what we want. And we did a kitchen renovation this past fall, and now we're basically tackling the last part of the house that has not been touched, and that was the other half of the basement. Kind of like a catch-all. It's where we have had my mother-in-law's like guest room for when she comes to stay, but it wasn't very nice. So I demoed the shit out of that a few weeks ago. Took down a wall, non-supporting wall. Ripped down the wood paneling, got rid of all that stuff. So now we're starting from scratch. We did buy a shed that we're putting together so that we can take all the things that were originally down there, like tools and store and stuff like that needs a home, but we don't use it enough to have it like stored directly in the house anymore. So we're putting a shed together so that we can move stuff to the shed so that then we can really get started on the actual renovation parts. So that's fun. I also, very exciting for me, well, I don't know if it's exciting, but it's, I'm going to the doctor's this week. So I don't know, like, I know this is going to come as a shock to a lot of people, but I do not and have not had a primary care physician as an adult, like, or at least since I got off my parents' insurance, and I go to a walk-in if I need to. I do have a OBGYN, but I mean, other than my pregnancies, I haven't seen a need for one. Of course, I'm turning 40 in a few months, so I probably need one now. So I'm going to that doctor this week. And then I have another appointment where I will be on my 1-year anniversary of being put on Zoloft for some postpartum depression. And what this 1 year is a chance to reevaluate, and potentially go ahead and start weaning off of the Zoloft or the sertraline, the generic stuff. Which is exciting to me because I have not been in the past a person that has had problems with depression or anxiety. And so on top of actually having PPD, like being put on medication was it rocked me a little bit. So it helped. Like, don't get me wrong, it was well worth it and necessary, and I do not begrudge myself that at all. I have nothing to complain about. So that's pretty exciting. And I know some people are going to be like, why the hell are you sharing that? It's like, well, why the hell not? What, I'm not allowed to share that I struggled really fucking hard for a while after having a baby? I did. I mean, like, I really did. When you're crying every day but you're still getting things done. Like people don't understand. I didn't understand that I was getting things done. My house was clean. My children were fed, alive, healthy. I was taking showers. I was doing the things. But I was still crying every day, and I was still having, you know, not great thoughts about things. And, you know, it took somebody else telling me that I needed to get some help. And I am so thankful that she did that, because I don't know if I would have. I would have just muddled through like way too many women that I know. Benefit of being an older mom and having my children later, like in my late 30s, mid to late 30s, is that I have seen a lot of my contemporaries have children at younger ages, and I've seen them struggle, and I've seen them go through some shit. And there's a lot more available to us now, and you bet your goddamn ass I am going to take full advantage of those things that can help me. I don't need to suffer through feeling like crap like that to like prove my worthiness of motherhood. Like that's some total bullshit right there. So I'm very, very lucky that I was pointed in the direction of some help. And if you are at all struggling or know somebody that you are worried about, talk to them, say it to them. There's nothing bad that can come from that. I promise you, there really isn't. They may not like to hear it, but that doesn't, they need to hear it. Sometimes you have to worry more about what somebody you love needs than what they want. And that's just the bottom line, in my opinion. So anyway, that was my little bit of excitement to potentially be getting off of that, because things have changed. I have changed. Life has changed. You know, I'm feeling much better. Could it be because of Zola? I might start weaning off and getting off of it and then be like, oh shit, nope. I don't know. I won't know until I give it a shot. So that's where I'm going. Hopefully. We'll see. But I think that is it for now. Thank you very much for joining me. If you enjoyed hearing me talk about what I'm working on, hit the thumbs up, comment, tell me what you're working on, tell me what's going on with you, what new things you want to do or try. You know, if you have a podcast, reach out to me and let me know what your podcast is so that I can know to go check it out. You know, I had somebody this morning who reached out and told me that she has her podcast, and I went and watched it, and it was really, really, it was just fun to watch. It's fun to watch what other people are doing. I mean, we know that. We're watching podcasts. Like, that's why we're here. I'm just trying to find her so that I can let you know. Her name is, I don't know how to say it. Boveru. Let's see if I can find it. Where is it? Oh, Crafty Stitches podcast. She's based in South Africa. Anyway, it was just fun to watch her, and you know, why not? Go ahead and check her out if you want to. There's so many people out there just talking about what they're doing, and I don't know about you guys, but I really like to listen to people talk about knitting and spinning while I'm knitting and spinning. I don't know, it's just one of the things I do. But anyway, so I'll link her podcast below too. I'm gonna leave you with that. It was great to see you guys again. I hope to see you next time. And yeah, we'll chat later. All right. Don't forget, you are worth every good decision you make for yourself. You are worth it. Okay. I'll talk to you later.